You are sitting in a room full of people. Everyone is laughing, talking, and carrying on. But as you look around, you feel like you are watching a movie through a thick pane of glass. You smile. You nod. You play your part perfectly. But beneath the surface, you are profoundly exhausted. A simple afternoon in a crowd can leave you feeling as though you've been carrying a boulder on your chest. You've probably looked in the mirror and wondered, is there something wrong with me? Why is simply existing around others so draining? Let me tell you a truth that might change how you see yourself forever. You aren't losing your mind. You aren't broken. You are simply wired for a depth that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. If you quietly experience these four things, you are not an outcast. You belong to a rare group of observers, and it is time you understand your own design. The first sign is the heavy burden of the unspoken. Most people communicate only with words, but you hear the unsaid. When someone walks into a room pretending to be happy, you instantly feel the quiet sadness hiding behind their smile. You hear the fear disguised as anger. This is not magic. It is an acute, emotional radar. You process the micro-expressions, the shifts in tone, the subtle changes in the room's atmosphere. The reason you feel so tired isn't because you are weak. It is because your mind is processing 10 times the emotional data of an average person. You are carrying the weight of everyone's hidden truth. The second thing you experience is the natural shedding of relationships. Lately, you may have noticed your social circle shrinking. Friendships that lasted for years suddenly feel incredibly shallow or simply fade away. You find it physically impossible to engage in small talk, gossip, or superficial drama. Often this feels like isolation. It feels like you are being left behind. But look closer. This is not abandonment. This is alignment. When you begin to value authenticity over comfort, the masks other people wear become intolerable. Your life is quietly clearing out the noise, so you have room for the truth. You are not losing friends. You are returning to yourself. The third experience is the midnight clarity. It happens in the early hours of the morning. While the rest of the world is asleep, your eyes snap open. You are not panicked. You are not having a nightmare. Instead, your mind is razor sharp. Society rushes to call this a disorder. But think about it. The day is filled with constant noise, demands, and the chaotic emotions of others. 3 a.m. is the only time the world is quiet enough for your own mind to breathe. It is the hour of the observer. In this deep silence, your sharpest insights, your best ideas, and your truest reflections come to life. You are not suffering from insomnia. You are finding your focus. Finally, there is the fourth sign, a quiet, persistent ache that has followed you since childhood. It is an unexplainable homesickness, even when you are sitting in your own living room. You look at the superficiality of the modern world, the constant chase for status, the endless noise, and you feel a deep longing for a place where people simply mean what they say. A place where depth is the norm, not the exception. You have always felt like a traveler far from home. Listen to me. That homesickness is not a weakness. It is proof of your standard. You are not meant to blend in with a world that stays on the surface. You are the deep thinker, the quiet healer, the anchor in the storm. The pressure you have felt is simply the cost of carrying an ocean inside you while walking through a world of puddles. Stop apologizing for your depth. Guard your energy Honor your solitude and realize that your sensitivity is your greatest strength. If this quiet exhaustion resonates with you, you are not alone in the dark. Tell me your story in the comments below. Which of these 4 signs hit closest to home for you? Let this be a space where you don't have to hide. Welcome to the sanctuary.